Welcome back. It is the Market Day edition of the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM, and it's time to get the show on the road by speaking with Andrew Partridge from Michell Wool to get the latest news from the wool markets. Great to have you back with us, Andrew. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Not doing too badly at all. Unfortunately, it just seems as though the wool markets are being a little bit hard to predict at the moment, Andrew. A bit of bad news off the back of last week. So this relates primarily to an increase in bales, but the losses were driven mainly by merino fleece types. So just bring us in on the latest here, Andrew.
Yeah, certainly, Alice. So we had the good week the week before, and we managed to predict the rise in the market the week before. And market this week, we had a bit of high currency leading into the back of that last rise. So in US dollar terms, the market was up just a tad. In retrospect now, probably a tad too much. Market this week, particularly from merino fleece in the eastern states, generally just fell back in that 10 sort of 20 cent clean range, which is sort of here nor there, but a little bit of pessimism coming into the west, obviously selling later in the day. Their market finished a bit lower than us, so leading into this week coming, it's a bit hard to forecast a dearer market on the back of what's going on over there. And also too, which was more of an interesting part, I suppose, Ellis, is there's a big conference going on in China this weekend, Nanjing Wool Market Conference. So a lot of Aussie exporters, a lot of principals from exporting companies like our own Dave Michell and our new managing director Andrew Luxton. They're over there at the moment, knocking on doors on them and trying to get the vibe out of the Chinese market. It's basically the biggest. It's all the consumers, all the exporters into China, basically around the world. They all meet together. It's a conference, fairly big conference, about 300 or 400 delegates, and it's all a big powwow. And China just brings all their suppliers in and sits them down at the table and has a bit of a chat about what the world supply is going to be.
Well, it's interesting because we know for a fact that China's looking to become one of, actually the biggest buyer of Australian meat. So could we be speculating here that they may be wanting to follow suit as far as wool goes?
Certainly from the wool perspective, they've got a ready supplied sort of industry over there. There is a bit of some of the processing going offshore now because their labour costs particularly going up. But I believe most of the scouring and top making in the early stage stay in China because they've got all the infrastructure and everything all set up. And I believe maybe other Asian countries are probably more suited to the spinning and the dyeing and those sorts of things. But I think China certainly wants to because they've got to provide jobs for those millions and millions of people, don't they? So they want to keep the industry back in China for sure, and that'd be one of the reasons they'd be certainly wanting to see us because we are the biggest supplier of merino wool in the world.
And the Aussie dollar strengthening again over the last week, that had some ripple effects?
It will do, mate. Continually will do, and it's probably what the merino fleece is suffering a bit this week. So currency's back, I know, just 0.5% now over the last 24 hours, so that'll make it a bit more competitive for those Aussie guys in China doing some business. Hopefully it leads to a more stable market this week. But yeah, just probably at this point of time, probably just a couple of pennies off on the merino fleece, and then the rest of the market not too bad.
Andrew Partridge from Michell Wool, always a pleasure to check in with you. Thanks a lot for your time. Enjoy your weekend. We'll do it all again next week.
Thanks, Ellis. You too.